Guys, this weekend at UFC 291, a new BMF will be crowned, and my partners at DraftKings are offering an incredible deal for all new customers who sign up using the promo code SONNEN. New customers, bet just $5 on any of this weekend's fights and receive $150 in bonus bets instantly. You can even use your bonus bets on DraftKings same fight parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Combine multiple bets together from the same fight, including number of rounds and method of victory. Remember, DraftKings is the only place where you can bet same fight parlays. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy. So click on the link below and download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Remember, new customers, use the code SONNEN and bet just $5 on any wager to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code SONNEN only at DraftKings. Guys, this just in. This is the biggest news. Nobody's covering it. It was like people missed it. Max Holloway came out. He's spoken about he wants to do the BMF. He wants to do it at 155 pounds. Stop everything. This is the biggest story of the week easily. And when I found it, it was fourth down on the dirt sheet. 155 pounds, Max Holloway. What? What? You're having a very different conversation. Okay, guys, time out. I got a lot of thoughts here. Let's time out. Let me slow down, get them together. First off, Max Holloway is a lot younger than you think. Max Holloway is not as old as you think. When I met him, he was 20 years old. It's only a matter of, so it was a month and a couple of weeks until he was going to be 21. But when I met him, he was 20 years old. That was in 2013. I met him behind the curtain of a press conference. We were on the same card. He was getting ready to take on Conor McGregor. I was getting ready to take on Shogun Rua. I mean, I just remember this. I remember the year. This is why I remember it. So without even looking him up, he was 20 then. It's 2023 now. That's impossible to do the math, but that means he's about 30, right? He could be as much as 32 or as young as 27. All right, okay, I'll stop the bit. But you understand my point? 30 years old in this sport, you're not really coming into your prime if you want to go by the numbers until you're 33. That 33 to 36 in this sport, that used to be considered old in sport. The human body's gotten better. Training's gotten better. The way that we spar, or moreover, the fact that we don't spar as much. I do not think that Max's best days have happened yet. And I'm only bringing that to you. He's talking about 155 pounds. What? What? Because Max Holloway has clearly shown to be the next best thing to Volkanovski. He has clearly shown that. Now, I'm forced to give Volkanovski the respect of saying that Max is the next best thing. I'm forced into that. I resisted it for the longest time. I thought Max won the first fight. I know he won the second fight. But it's now 3 times. I must tip my hat, right? But can I get any of you to disagree with me when I tell you he's the next best thing? I don't think so. And we got some Ilia Topuria fans out there. I understand that. We want to see him next. We love everything he's doing. We can't with a straight face or a good conscience say that he has shown a body of work superior to Max Holloway. Now, I'm bringing that up, guys. It's extremely relevant. I have a point here. It looks like Volk's going to leave the division. When Volk gets Islam next, I'm predicting for you he walks away from 145. I predict for you that Volk regrets that he didn't walk away from 145. I predict for you that Volk does agree with me that he did not burn his ships. He did not put himself in a position against Islam where he must succeed because he had the 45-pound belt. We see this every 4 years in presidential elections. You will have a senator that runs for the presidency, but he does not resign the senatorship. So then you're looking around and go, well, you're not planning to win. You don't think you're going to win. Yes, I do. Well, if you thought you were going to win, it's a job. You think you're going to have this job, you would have left this job. It's a very interesting concept, and we're splitting hairs, and quite frankly, for the guys that did resign, Marco Rubio comes to name, it's a bad move because you don't get the bounce for it. You don't drop the center and then a bunch of people come and they come to your side for you don't get a real bounce. I'm sharing this with you because if I'm right, and I think I am, that would open the door for Max Holloway to regain his reign as champion of the world. As a matter of fact, not only if Volkanovski left, not only does it open the door for Max to regain his reign, it creates a massive matchmaking problem because contenders, aside from Topuria, contenders really haven't changed. You would be putting Max in there with guys you've already seen him fight, and that comes back to his youthfulness within his age. So, I'm talking about, right, this is very clear. It's very clear at least where you'd bet. It's very clear what the DraftKings odds would be. If Volk left, they'd all be on Max. And now Max is talking about following him up to 155. That is very interesting. This is the biggest news to come out this week. I don't know how this was fourth down on the page. Max knows what time it is. I'm telling you, I predict the Volk's going to leave. I tell you, I'm predicting the Volk is going to go up. Oh, and by the way, if he has success against Islam, it's not even a maybe. Let's say he didn't leave the 45-pound belt behind. But he goes up to 55 and he captures it. He's no longer a 45-pounder. Nobody is cutting weight if they don't have to. Right now, he's got to cut the weight so that he gets the participation of the pay-per-view, right? His contract is very different at 45 versus 55. So, Max is talking about following him. I mean, this is how these things begin. Max didn't bring up Volkanovski. He didn't bring up Islam. He didn't bring up the belt. I mean, just so you know, he was talking about the BMF. He wants a shot at the BMF. He wants to fight with Justin Gaethje, which he's never fought. He wants the rematch with Poirier, which he didn't like how that went in the first place. And he was talking about this is for the fans. I want to do this for the fans. I want to bring them some attention. I appreciate all of those things. Let's just boil that down to the common denominator. Talking about Max moving up to 155 pounds. What if Max and Volk went up to 155? And we don't have to worry about their paths crossing. We're talking about what happens to the 145-pound division when you lose the king and you lose the prince. It's the biggest story of the week. Like Max at 155 pounds, Max in a new division. As tall as he is, as long as he's got the shoulders, got the broad shoulders, he could put on that size. I'm just sharing with you. I don't know what's taking him so long. I am fully confident that at some point in his career, he will be a 55-pounder. We might as well get on with it. And if you listen to this interview by Max, even if he was talking about BMF and even if he was just shooting from the cuff, it's a big deal and he's talking about it. And Max is potentially moving to lightweight. That's the biggest story in MMA that I've heard all week.